We have Lloyd Singleton from Sumter County to tell us a little more about Florida-friendly landscaping. Welcome, Lloyd.
Thank you.
You're going to talk to us today about the principle of efficient watering.
Yes.
Why is that important?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. The best ones probably we can save money, but we can also conserve water if we really focus on water conservation in our landscapes. Do you realize that almost 50% of the water used outdoors by households, almost 50% of water used is used by households outdoors. So irrigating lawns is a huge, huge user of water.
Wow, so we could make a big reduction in
Really
water
good.
use by just watering more efficiently
Exactly.
in our yards.
Exactly.
And maybe changing the plants so they don't require it, I'm not sure.
That's part of it too.
What do we have to do to become more efficient?
Well, there's several steps. Number one, you want to water your lawn and your plants only when they need it. Now, many of us are blessed with irrigation timers that we just kind of set and walk away. That's not necessarily the best idea. It's okay to turn your irrigation timer to off and then turn it on to run on an assigned day if the plant looks like it's going to be needing it and if there isn't rain projected.
But we're already, now at this time of year we're allowed to water once a week, and in the summertime we're allowed to water twice. But isn't that how much water plants need, once a week at least?
Generally, yes, but God provides water too, and we do have rainfall. And basically we would just want to make sure that we're not overwatering. If you can pay attention to signs of the plant. For instance, if the blade of leaf blade on grass begins to fold up or turn a little grayish, that's a sign it's thirsty. If the leaves on your shrubs begin to droop a bit, they may be saying that they're thirsty as well. Otherwise, they may not need water. In the winter months, when it's cold and there's not a lot of day length, you may not need to water every week.
That's
you can
true.
skip a week.
Now, water irrigation systems at least are required by law now to have these kind of rain sensors or something like that. I know the one in my house doesn't have a rain sensor, it's an old one. But what if the rain sensor tells it not to come on and it's actually too dry? To me, I'm always a little worried about relying on a rain sensor or having to go out and turn it off and on.
Well, I think it's important to meet the law and have the rain sensor installed. And any irrigation contractor is actually required to make sure that the rain sensor is operating correctly before they do any work on an irrigation system. It's that important. Now, if your rain sensor does say that you don't need water and you feel you do, you can still override that and make sure you water on that day.
What are some other ways we can water more efficiently?
Drip systems, micro-irrigation spray systems. There are even irrigation spray heads that you can retrofit that use a much lower volume of water but will still give the plants the adequate amount of water they need. Basically, stopping overwatering is important too, because we're finding that pests and diseases are much more prevalent when a landscape is overwatered. So you're going to save money there.
Now I see you've brought something here to help us.
I do. This is the rain gauge, and this is a great way to tell whether you actually got enough rainfall. I know some days it feels like it just mists, and then some days it rains a lot, and so we want to be able to actually do that. So getting a rain gauge and putting that in your yard is a great way to know how much rain you actually have.
And there was another thing about right place. So we talked about grouping plants based on their water needs.
On their water needs, exactly. If you have an annual bed that's going to need more water than an established shrub bed, so you want to zone it differently in your irrigation systems.
And keep those plants together instead of having them scattered all around your landscape so that all of your zones have to go a lot of water because you've got these high water needing plants all over.
Exactly.
Okay. What is adequate rainfall?
Well, we get almost 60 inches a year rainfall.
I would think that'd be enough.
It generally would be, and there's ways we can make that last longer and spread out through the more difficult times. A rain barrel is an easy way to do that, and that's actually attaching a barrel to your gutter system, collecting rainwater, and then using that to hand water your plants or your garden.
And you just use that to water the little bedding plants or something that really needs
it more often, or
Yeah.
container plants.
Yes.
Are often good. You can just have a little spigot on that and fill up your watering can and take off. Plus, you don't have chlorine in that water. It's not the potable water that you use for drinking, so it's actually healthier for your plant material.
Now, you brought a video to summarize some of these points for us?
We sure did. Southwest Florida Water Management District has put together a great video that focuses on lawn maintenance techniques that are very critical for saving water. Lawns, our turf grasses, are really our biggest user of irrigation water, and so we wanted to show this video and give some real good pointers on how to save water, save money and time.
Okay, thanks. Let's watch that now.
Okay, thank you.
Proper lawn maintenance is vital for the long-term health of your lawn. Appropriate mowing and watering practices must occur so your lawn will have a healthy root system, be more drought tolerant, and be able to resist pests and disease. More lawns are damaged by improper irrigation than by any other practice. Follow these tips for more efficient and beneficial watering. If you don't have a rain shutoff sensor to override your irrigation system, get one installed. It's the law. Recent changes to the state law now require all residential irrigation systems to have a rain shutoff sensor. Check your rain sensor to see if it shuts off your system when enough rain has fallen. Broken or misaligned sprinkler heads can waste water and lead to runoff. Inspect your sprinklers on a regular basis. Perform a catch can test to determine how long you need to run your irrigation system and readjust the timer if necessary. In most parts of Florida, no more than 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of water is appropriate. Heavier clay soils need only about a 1/2 inch of water, while sandy soils may need up to 3/4 of an inch of water. Turn your system to the off or manual position. Water only when leaf blades start to fold in half lengthwise or when footprints remain visible for a few minutes. Irrigate when about 30% of the lawn shows these signs, unless rain is forecast in the next 24 hours. No matter what time of year, remember, lawns need no more than 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch of water at a time. In the cooler months, lawns only need water every 10 to 14 days. That means you can skip every other week of irrigating in the winter months. In the summer months, lawns need water more often, every 2 to 3 days. But summer rainfall normally supplies enough water without irrigation. Never remove more than 1/3 of the leaf blade at any one time. Cutting too much of the leaf blade can stress your lawn. If your lawn is under any stress, shade, traffic, drought, etc., raise the mowing height. Mow at the highest height for your grass species. Mowing at lower heights can result in a shallow root system. Keep your mower blades sharp. A dull blade tears the grass blades, makes it unattractive and prone to disease or insect invasion. Do not mow when the lawn is wet. It can be dangerous for you, tough on the mower, and bad for the grass. If you miss a weekly mowing, raise the mower height so you don't remove too much of the grass blade. Bring the height back down to the recommended level gradually over the next few weeks. Keep grass clippings away from storm drains, ditches, water bodies, and roadways. Leave grass clippings on the ground. They do not contribute to thatch and return nutrients and organic matter back to the lawn. Most watering restrictions limit irrigation to certain days and times. It's best to irrigate around sunrise or in the early morning hours so leaf blades have time to dry out fully during the day. Apply enough water to encourage deep root growth. Brief spritzes will result in a shallow root system.
For more information on Florida-friendly fertilizing, contact your County UF IFAS Extension Office. You can also learn more online at watermatters.org/fertilizing. Brought to you by the Southwest Florida Water Management District.